And here is how it looks so far with the quarter-final matchups. Argentina now know they'll face Ecuador in the quarter-finals on Thursday, and then a day later it is Venezuela against Canada in Arlington, Texas. We talked yesterday towards the end of the show about who you wanted Canada's opponent to be, or who maybe you didn't want it to be in the quarterfinals. I presume you're pretty happy with Venezuela?
Yeah, I don't want to be overconfident, but I do think Venezuela are a team that Canada can beat. Pretty close in the rankings. Venezuela played very well at this tournament, but when I look man for man at both squads and think about Canada's quality, they have the players, they have the potential to go out there and beat Venezuela. But they've got to play well, they've got to play better than we've seen, I think. They've got to keep improving performance at Tiba, because if it's the same lack of possession, I'd say, from Canada and fluidity on the ball, then I think they're going to have some issues. They don't want to make this a scrappy game. They want to try and control possession, control the tempo of the game. If they do that, they've got better players for me in attacking areas, and they can win this match.
Yeah, I think we still have another level we can hit. As you said, you know, we've got so much quality in the team. We've seen it in the past of how good we can be on our day. So they have to just find their rhythm again, find their way of play, you know, and play with a lot of confidence. They have been playing with a lot of confidence, and they've gotten good results. But I still think they can just raise their game coming through to these knockout stages and just continue to push on from there. It's going to be a very tough game. Obviously, you got to show a lot of respect for Venezuela. They've had a good start to this tournament, but we still have another level we can get to.
I think there is. I think that is the case. But in all honesty, just to maybe go into what you're saying about Canada need to play better, yes. I don't think they'll care as long as they win the game. I think it's there for the taking. I think Venezuela can be beaten. Watching them in this tournament, even watching them last night, they're a team I feel as though that Canada can hurt with the pace that they've got within the side, with the quality that they've got. Now again, you don't want to jump too far ahead of yourself. You don't want to make too many predictions, but I do think that they're there for the taking.
Can Canada win the game though if they don't play better? Do you feel, considering they've played so long against 10 men in 2 games?
They've proved that they can get out and win games without necessarily playing well, and I think that's a great trait to have, particularly in tournament football. You know, it can't always be pretty football, and I would have played in sides that wouldn't necessarily have had the most glamorous of players. But how do you get a win? How do you get a result? And first of all, I think that's the ultimate initiative. If you're playing professional football, professional soccer, you've got to win the game, get the result. Everything else that falls in off the back of it is a bonus. In my opinion, it's a bonus, and I think that Canada will get better technically in due course. Maybe, in my opinion, I think that Canada have got enough quality throughout, as I said, to win the game. But if they play and win the game without necessarily getting to the levels that we know they can get to, I think they'll be happy with that.
Venezuela actually ranked below Canada, but they are 4th right now in Common Ball World Cup qualifying, and they've won their group. They finished top of the group with 9 points, so they do have something, don't they?
It's well respected, isn't it?
Yeah, they've done well. They've done well. It's a difficult group that they've been in as well. You know, some of the games that they've been in, it's just a real battle. You know, games are back and forth, and they found a way to just come out on top of that group. So it's going to be a tough game for Canada, but as you said, you know, the biggest thing for us is just getting a result and continuing to, you know, push forward in this tournament. And if they do what they've been doing, you know, early on in this tournament, just showing that they fight for each other, work hard for each other, don't matter how you get the result, just get that result, right?
And in all honesty, I do think that when the draw was made for this tournament and we knew where Canada were going and who they would face if they got through to the quarterfinals, we were all thinking it would be Mexico or Ecuador.
Yeah.
There weren't many people thinking it would be Venezuela winning the group, and that would be the crossover game in the quarterfinals. So Canada getting set to take on Venezuela.